Hello, test. Okay, testing. Mm. Okay, basic idea review lang ng game. Ito yung last game sa Rapid ko. Let's see. Games analysis. So, dito sa chess.com, make sure yung evaluation nyo naka-on, yung lines naka-on para makikita nyo yung actual evaluation ng moves. Dati walang ganyan, di mo alam kung mali o tama yung titira mo. So, ito lang, basic game flow idea, start from opening till end. So, alam na natin ito, basic opening, control center. Um, yung classical is control and occupy the center, so ino-occupy. Yung other idea naman is, for example, yung Indian game is, hindi mo occupy yung center, you control it from afar, like bishop, payanseto dito, knight. So, same lang, kaya ko lang inuuna to because may idea ako to push this pawn. Mayroon akong later, so kung lalagay ko na yung knight muna because opening choice is knights before bishops, mabablock na yung pawn. So, on this case, mas ideal na bishop muna, so may option ako i-push bago ilabas yung knight. Which is the idea sa Stonewall. So, yan, regular queen's pawn na. Basically, evaluation bar, makikita nyo, pantay. So, bakit dito? Again, idea ng queen's pawn usually kasi nagbe-break dito. And if ever mag-break dito, may option siya mag-push ng pawn, yung bishop matatrap. So, bishop will be forced to move away from the ideal diagonal. Kaya ideal to because it's attacking possible weakness to sa king side ng black, which is commonly nagkakasal yan dito. So, eventually, you might end up yung king lang nagde-depensa dito and your knight. So, it's a direct long diagonal to the king. Unlike ang nandito yung bishop, itong ano to, wala namang masyadong extension do sa field nung kalaban. Yan, as I said, dahil yung knight nandito, pwede natin push to. So kung magpo-push siya, meron tayong retreat square for the bishop, maintaining yung control sa long diagonal. So, very, very common yung sa queen pawn once you push it. Even on the white side, pag na-push ng ganito, tanong yung bishop niya nandito, yung pawn niya will go here. Maintaining control sa diagonal. Ayan na, so idea is eventually to push yung central. So kahit naman yung tinatawag na modern opening, kahit hindi niya ino-occupy sa center, eventually i-occupy ko control din niya yan. So nagpe-prepare lang siya control from the sides, but eventually yung breakthrough to control occupy the center. Pinakamahal ka sa opening, control ng center because lahat ng pieces dyan dumadaan. Once you control it, nakakramp yung kalaban ng nalalak. So this one, once you push niya, ang advantages niya, na-control niya yung center, na-release na yung bad bishop niya. So, bad bishop na hindi makakilos masyado because yung pawn niya, majority ng pawns niya is on the same square, color square ng bishop. So, in that case, hindi siya makakilos. So, may drawback rin tong Stonewall. Ito na yung Stonewall formation. With this formation, nagkakaroon ng firm hold sa e5, so preventing yung push, so nakakramp ng bishop niya. So, ang mga modern defenses usually nilalabas muna yung bishop in exchange para hindi naiipit dito. So, in this case, this is the regular Stonewall. Nakramp yung bishop, hindi makapush, naiipit. Sorry. But eventually, meron din tayo weakness. Siyempre, ang weakness natin ito. Itong square na to. So, that's why malaking factor na i-control yung square na yan. So, para hindi ma-occupy ng kalaban. Kundi, most likely equalize lang yan pag naka-centralized rin hindi siya contested. Dito hindi siya makatalon kasi it's well defended. Maglulose siya ng pawn. So, normally hindi kinakain to. Minimaintain lang yung pressure niya because again, eventually sa stone wall, ay idea din, nakita mo, this is a very bad bishop din. It's on the same color. Eventually, same sa black, most opening. Meron kang plan to eventually push this to develop the bishop. O, pwede rin dito sa side na to, pero mostly dito because nandito nga yung castle ng kalaban. So, you need the bishop on the king side. So, dahil kinain niya na to, wala nang impending kasi eventually pag pinush mo to, kinain, magkakaroon pa ng isolated pawn, which will be a target for the enemy, for black. This one, dahil kinain niya na, wala na. And, tinulungan niya pa na ma-open tong diagonal na to. So, tingnan mo. This one is black dahil kinain niya. Parang nakatulong na siya eventually ma-release. Ito na lang kulang para makalabas yung bishop. So, always thinking when you exchange ano yung advantages, disadvantages, mangyayari dun sa side mo dyan sa kalaban. Doesn't benefit him anything. It opens the file, but this is solid. Solid tong pawn chain na to kasi yung base niya. Laging tandaan, the lower yung base ng pawn chain, ito na second lang, the stronger it is. Kung wala ito, kunwari nandito yung base, kunwari ganyan, I don't know, mas mahina, mas mahirap depensahan. Kasi ito, syempre, the closer to sa side mo yung pawn, yung base ng pawn chain, mas madali mo depensahan. This is, of course, developing mode. Almost always, when you develop, one of the most important is that you keep pressure or you have a double purpose. Meron kang purpose, meron tres kalaban para yung kalaban is to waste a tempo defending it instead of developing normally. Like this one. Normally, kung hindi siya nag-develop without a threat, nari dito lang siya. I'll just develop this knight and then we'll push it here. Continue in castle. Dahil dito, meron akong dilemma. I have to deal with this or this pawn will fall. Pag ginan ka, di ba, bagsak yan. So, I have to deal with it. Either I defend it with another pawn. Nag-i-stop sa akin sa development ng pieces and also semi-weakening the king side. So, eto, I decide to move here. So, again, this knight will be repositioned din naman. And also, incidentally defending the pawn. So, double purpose. So, again, on this side, nag-release sila ako ng medyo control dito. But, again, di pa siya fully developed kung pe-play siya dyan. Hindi niya masyadong may utilize yung position dyan kasi hindi pa siya masyadong castle. But still, battle for control of center yan. Again, dahil nakita niya weakness doon, nagpe-pressure siya. While putting yung queen into a better position, developing with a threat. So, normal lang yan. So, right now, this is the best move for now. Blocking, placing the knight on the center. Now, knight on the center, napakalakas. Madalas, kasi maraming squares ka kinokontrol sa kalaban. So, and then, pag kinain niya yan, sakali, marirelease na naman. Makakatulong na naman siya para mailabas yung ating bad bishop. So, hindi ideal na kainin yan actually. Dahil yung problem ng white, which is a bad bishop, is nare-release. No. So, eto, mag-umpisa siya gumawa ng mga slight na mga slight na mali sa opening. Makikita mo. Kaya mo yung bar. That's all equal. Pero matras siya. Nag-weigh siya. Bakit? Di ba rules sa opening, do not move a piece twice in the opening. Because binibigyan mo lang ng time ang kalaban mo makadevelop. And this situation, actually, equalize lang to. Although may hold ako sa center at control. Very well developed siya. 2 pieces lang nakadevelop ko. 3. So, kaya technically 4. Nakaposition din yung queen. So, malaki advantage niya. Kaya hindi niya lang may-utilize siya because ang center is closed. So, kung bukas sa center at well-developed ka, lugin-lugi yung undeveloped. So, this one, medyo safe ako kahit na well-developed siya. Dahil close yung center at meron ako centralized knight, meron akong firm hold sa center. This one is naninegate yung advantage niya, which is development. So, titingnan sa evaluation, ang suggestion niya is knight e4, centralized then, or castle. Of course, develop better. Okay, so sabihin yan, kakaroon na siya mga small mga weaknesses dahil nag-skip siya doon sa principle ng opening. So, bakit ito? So, of course, ideal din yung knight. Rule is develop the minor pieces first. But in this case, to prevent any equalizing, this one, bakit? In-place mo rin yung queen nyo to better square. Eventually, magkoconnect yung rooks pag castle. Also, firm hold again dito. Sabi nga sa inyo sa Stonewall, although malakas ang form mo sa e5, meron ka rin weakness sa e4. So always, we have a possibility, we have the chance, okay, control your weaknesses then. So, may sarili ka rin drawback at problem na asikasuhin. So, ito muna bago mag-knight para wala siyang chance to grab the opportunity to equalize. So again, sabi ko nga, di magandang kainin yan. You're just helping the enemy. Because, again, marirelease yung problem bishop. Yan nga nangyari. So, ito yung 1.4 na yung 1.3 na yung advantage ng white, which is equivalent to pawn. A pawn is 1 point, 2 pawns, 2 points, a knight is 3, bishop is 3 or 3.5, the rook is 5 points, queen is 9 points. So, in this case, actually, dahil sa laki ng space at control sa center, at wala na siyang kahit anong counter, dahil kinain niya dito. So, medyo lugi na siya dito. Again, the knight cannot jump here anymore because dahil nga doon ginawa natin control. Maglulose siya ng pawn. O yan, kain-kain. Wala siya pawn. So, option lang niya bumalik. So, cramp na. This one, blocks pa yung development ng bishop, which magiging problem niya, makikita nyo. The knight is move away from the center. I have full control on this. The bishop is develop, pero wala siya halos hold dahil itong square na to halos control ng pawn chain. Okay. So again, ang ideal dito is knight. F3 is a normal opening principle, but titingnan mo, eventually, when you move this, yung queen is na block siya. So makikita mo itong bishop is pointing. You will eventually need the queen here on the king side para mag-add ng attack. So, decide na dito muna, putting queen in a better position, okay, while meron namang threat. Okay, again, sabi ka, every move sa opening, napaka-important na may threat ka. So that ma-deter yung kalaban mo to make development of his own. Now, he has to deal with this instead of just developing, castling, whatever. Because there's a threat. He will waste, okay, to move. Now, this is a problem pawn. Hindi ma-defend ng rook because they're stuck also defending bishop. Okay, tulong bishops dahil tinulungan tayo, nagkakain siya, inopen yung diagonal for our advantage. So you can see here, the valuation is now 2 points, which is equivalent to 2 points. Above average in master play, winning na yan. So, he's forced to push this. In this case, nagkikreate siya ng weaknesses. So, any weaknesses na itong square na to, nawala na siya ng control dito. So, this square sa weaknesses. Nung una, kontrolado niya lahat to. Pero sa pag-push niya, which is force kasi babagsak yung pawn, di naman niya madepensahan. Nag-create siya ng additional weaknesses on his own. So, ito yung isipin nyo how to utilize those weaknesses. Paano mo utilize? Una, ito, naging backward. So, backward, nasa likod siya. Siya yung base. Sabi nga, malakas yung base ng pawn chain kasi nasa camp mo, matinig depensan. Ito, naging hindi na matinig depensan. Why? Because nakatutok siya sa open file. Pag nag-castle ka, yung rook mo eventually magre-rain down dyan. So, you can put pressure dito. Hindi mo naman pressure based on pawn chain doon. Walang open file. Kaya, on normal games and other games, nagpupush sila to create an open file. So, maatake nila yung pawn chain. On this one, expose yung pawn chain. Mayroon siyang dalawang square and hole. Ito, mas importante ito. If you can plant a piece here, which is usually a knight, because yung knight scattered yung attack niya. Napakalaking problema sa kanya yan. Now, since compromise na yung king side niya, alam natin na malabo na siyang mag-castle dyan. Although it's always ideal na mag-castle sa king side on this situation dahil compromise na butas-butas na, hindi na siya magkakasal dyan dahil lalo siya mandidisgrasya. So, but the king cannot stay on the center kasi perwisyo yung king sa center. It cuts off the rooks from joining, it cuts off the pieces movement, and under threat yan lagi. Check, okay, yung tempo. So, that in mind, alam mo magkakasya siya sa queen side. So, ang flow ng attack natin, lahat ng piece natin is nakatutok sa king side. So, pag castle niya dyan, nawawala ng silbi yung space button na siya king side simply because wala na yung king dito. Although we can still continue with, mas maganda na yung attack natin is to kings, towards the king. One thing na na-mention earlier is yung pag-atras ng knight dito, it hampers the development of bishop. Now, the knight has to move or move another pawn para mailabas to. Hindi ko na wala knight dito, lalabas niya makapagkasa na agad. So, isipin mo, since hindi siya magkakasa queen side, alam natin magkakasa queen side, paano natin siya pe-prevent? So, again, every move should be with the threat, with the tempo, so that mag-waste time siya, hindi siya makapag-develop or castle. Now, this is normal, pero ang maganda dito, it is now trying, preparing for castle. Once you castle nga, sabi ko nga, ito weakness na to, automatic yung rook natin nasa open file. At ang nagde-depensa lang dito, king. If ever maunahan natin siya, at nag-castle siya, babagsak yun. So, hindi niya may iwan to. So, ito yung nangyari. Ang ideal dito is actually, na-opportunity siya to push para matanggal na yung weakness niya. So, instead, ito na gano'n siya, nakita niyo yung evaluation bar. Tumodo na. Although it's normal looking actually, wala na siya ito opportunity kasi naghahabol nga siya mag-castle dito. Which is normal to think, pero dahil sobrang cramp niyan, mauunahan natin siya. Yan, nag-cancel tayo. Again, meron na tayong pressure dito. Paglabas siya ng bishop, magka-castle na siya. Ito na. Bishop dito. So, hindi siya makapag-castle dahil kakain natin yung bishop. So, if bishop takes, knight takes, meron na tayong pressure kagad dito. Ito yung sinasabi natin weakness ng pag-push niya. Well, hindi niya na may push niya. Dapat pinush niya na kanina to eliminate it. Now, this is a backward. Dito tayo magfo-focus. So, sa middle game, always look to sa weaknesses ng kalaban. Doon ka mag-focus paano may utilize, paano mo ipuput pressure. Mag-waste siya ng time to defend it, to waste of tempo. And while wasting those time, you make use of those time para sa advantage mo. To develop your pieces, build more attack. And eventually, ma-overwhelm siya. You will be cramped to defend those weaknesses. So, ito, dahil ayaw niya kainin, dahil pag kinahin mo, double attack agad doon sa pawn. Nirelease niya na itong bishop. This is again a bad bishop. Ito yung sinasabi ko. Pag yung bishop is the same color, tingnan mo, mukha na lang siyang pawn. Its only purpose is to defend this pawn, which is it's like a pawn. It doesn't work as a piece, so parang piece down siya for now. While this one, this is our same or bad bishop, but actually it's operating on a better file and it's about to get exchanged with this good bishop. Ito yung good bishop niya. So, kinain na natin yung good bishop niya. Ngayon, bad bishop siya against a good bishop. Good bishop tayo again because it operates on a different square with our pawn chain. So, mas makagalaw to. Ito, wala. Hindi siya makakilos kahit siya pumunta. Very limited ang movement niya. Ayan na, lumabas na yung weaknesses niya. Again, nag-emulate to sa pag-push, sa pagkain niya, doon sa central knight kanina. Ngayon, problema niya na to. Hindi na naman siya makapag-castle, no? Kasi babagsak. Text pawn. So, magawa na lang siya ng mga counter to disturb. So, we just move away. Ayan, so dinefensa niya ng knight. Again, lahat ng effort ng black now is only for defending your weaknesses na na-generate natin earlier. Okay, so ayan na, yung knight natin, sabi ko, ito yung isa sa best square sa knight, nakamaneuver na towards it. So you can see, nanggugulo na dito. So, binigay na lang niya yung rook. Because again, if the rook goes here, may fork dito, pagsak yung rook. So ito lang ang galaw ng rook. Ayan na, nasa very ano na tayo. Maganda na itong square ng knight na to. Again, 1.5, may pa nga daw better move dyan eh. But anyway, kahit anong gawin mo, panalo na yan. So, sa sobrang cramp niya, sinasuggest pa yung rook takes f7. Okay? So, bakit rook takes f7? Kasi nga yung king di nakapag-castle eh. May expose yun. Ayan. Kinain niya ng queen, pin. Laglag yung queen. So, ayan yung advantages ng mga puzzles. So, alam mo pag mga ganyan formation ay mga possibilities para ma-utilize yung mga ganyan weaknesses. So, pag kinain niya ay mati. So, wala talaga. Binigay na lang niya. So, this is already winning. But since nasa parang ano pa kayo, beginner level pa, papakita ko lang paano ma-utilize yung simple advantages. So, right now, lamang na tayo na exchange, okay? Knight for a rook. Rook is always better, okay? But always remember, yung rook only operates on open files. So, we must generate open files for the rook. And always remember na pag ayaw advantage na ng piece, look for exchanges. Kahit na kulang, lamang ka na sa ano, may pa rin siyang pyesa, you can create a counter attack. Pwede ka pa mag-blunder. Kung wala nang pyesa na exchange siya dyan, wala nang queen, wala na yung dalawang rook, rook versus knight lang may iwan, wala na siya, nalilimit na yung chance niya to do a counter attack para manalo pa. So, ano to? So, this is just a simple move. Bakit? Sabi ko nga, rook operates on open files. So, sa ganito siya, ang gagawin mo, lamang ka ng rook versus knight, pero anong gagawin mo next? Sabi ko nga, maghanap ka weakness. This is a weakness, you can file up here. Okay? You have an open file. Or you can create other open files for them. Kaya tayo push dito, I am looking to open another file towards the king of the enemy so that we can make use of the advantage of the rook versus the knight. Okay, so ayan, wala na. Again, look at the bishop. It's useless, bad bishop. This pawn restricts the movement of the knight. Okay. Ito, stuck na to defend the weakness na nakarate natin earlier. So, sobrang passive na ng black. Totally losing. This one, again, maghanap ka ng mga with attack. This one is one of the best because may double attack siya. Nagpa-pile up siya toward this and also weakness. So, first mag-push. Bakit ito? Because we're looking lots for exchanges. Sabi ko nga, pag may advantage, look for exchanges. Para wala siyang counter. Ayan, no? So, at least, may compensation man lang, makalapit yung hari niya kung sakay mag-exchange. So, wala namang pupuntahan. Nag-create lang ako ng, again, this one. Normally, on regular equal positions, hindi mo exchange yung good bishop mo against a bad bishop. But in this case, advantage na tayo ng rook versus knight. We're just looking for exchanges to simplify. Mapunta na sa endgame, mabilis na. Wala tayong problema. Eventually kasi pwede rin pang makalabas yan. Mag-create pa ng problem siya. Exchange na natin para wala nang mabawasan na yung pieces niya. Again, yan lang. Normally, na-press na siyang kainin. Again. So, ayan sinasabi ko, ayan, may piece pa siya kasi. So, yung piece niya, nakakreate pa siya ng mga possible counterplay. Kung wala na yan, exchange na yan, wala na. So, again, it's better, since this one, naghanap tayo na exchanges, pwede na natin kainin yan, exchanges. It's better na exchange natin sa better piece lagi. We're looking for better. That's why na-trust natin to. It's better na exchange natin to sa knight kaysa doon sa bad bishop niya. Diba? So, kung meron tayong option, always makes the better exchange. Kahit naman kainin mo yan, winning ka pa rin. Pero mas mahirap kasi itong knight niya is more problematic. So, this one, hindi masyadong issue. Ayan, okay na natin. Gawin na naman tayong pawn. Okay, so, gawin natin. Ayan, so ito, nagkakreate na siya ng counterplay. Sabi ko nga, kung itong pawn na to nandito, ang pawn chain, mas malakas na nasa pinabase. Bumababa yung base mo, mas matibay. So this one, medyo nakaangat na yung piece natin. Form of weakness yan. So, ini-utilize niya, pwede nyo makain. So, dinepensa lang natin. Okay, so, kita mo yung rook na to, hindi masyadong makatulong. So, nagmamaneuver out lang tayo. So, anyway, yan, attack niya kasi nga, baba yung bossing. Ngayon, itong purpose na to, maglulus tayo ng pawn dito. Pero the idea is that, para ma-simplify na. So, even if we lose pawn, mawala na yung tore, mas madali na ang buhay. Wala na siyang counter-counter, katulad niya naka-counter-counter pa. So, yan, binigay ko lang yan, purpose lang. Ma-exchange lang yung rook. So, I gave up a pawn to exchange the rook. So, pagkain niya, wala na yung rook. Rook versus bishop na. Okay, so, ayan, mas madali na. Wala na siyang, Again, this is a very good na idea. Makita mo, naiwan sa kanya is a light-colored bishop. Means that yung bishop niya nag-ooperate sa white squares. Okay? Napakahalaga niyan kasi doon mo malalaman paano mo ma-utilize yung advantage mo. So, mahina siya sa dark squares. So, yung king mo, pag mamumove ka, pag blades, mabilisan, kulang ka na sa oras, wala na issue. Pwede mo naman basta i-move yung king mo sa dark squares. Sigurado ko hindi ka naman yan yung mag-check. Because wala siyang control sa dark squares. This is a white square. Kaya, napakalakas ng double bishop. Because pag double bishop yan, lahat ng squares kontrolado niya, black and white. Minsan, pumapantay pa sa queen yung power ng double bishops. Lalo na pag ganitong open position na. Open na yan. Wala nang nakalock masyado. So, i-utilize lang natin yung ng bishop. Again, kung yung pawn mo, since white square size, nasa dark square, hindi na makakain yan. Kung nasa white square, pwede natakin yan. So, with that idea in mind, kahit na blades, kahit kulang ka sa oras, alam mo na paano ipoposisyon. Ayaw mo makain yung pawn mo, i-push mo yung pawn mo sa opposite color ng bishop niya. Which makes him a bad bishop pa kasi kung yung pawn niya malalak, pag push mo dito, mga bishop malalak sa same color, malilimit yung movement ng bishop niya. Yung king mo, i-operate mo lang sa mga dark squares. Okay? Etong pawn na to, hindi niya madidefensa because nasa dark square. Ayan, nadidepensa niya pa yan kasi nasa same color. Pero ito, hindi niya madidepensa to. So, again, pinakamahal kasi endgame is utilization ng pass pawn. We have a pass pawn here. May pass pawn siya. Okay. Ito, may kita mo, kaya pwede tayo mag-create ng another pass pawn dito. Nabablock lang na ito, pero pag na-exchange natin yan, meron tayong pass pawn. Yan ang pinakamahalaga sa endgame, utilization ng pass pawn. Okay. Oh. Ito, tandaan nyo, pag rook endgame, ang idea is always to cut off yung king. So, ito, pag push ng push, hindi makakatulong yung king niya mahuli kasi nabablock. So, mag-iisip siya ng way para makatawid dito sa line. So, it's better than you go here. So, kahit blitz, alam mo nang hindi ka pupunta rito. Hindi ka alam mo nang idea is just to cut off the king away from your pawn. Okay. So, yan, kaya siya nagpupush din. Push the pass pawn. Okay, nag-create na ako ng opportunity to. Alam kong mahahabol na ng hari ito eh. So, you must create a diversion here. You have two pass pawns on both sides. Ang idea dito, ang tawag dito, overwhelm mo sa defense yung kalaban. So, yung pyesa, hindi naman niya madedepensa on all sides. So, may kita niya magre-result to sa gandun, mag-overload yung bishop, since powerful yung bishop, makakontrol natin, kaya niyang pigilan yan. Pero, hindi niya pwedeng pigilan on both sides. Bibitawan niya yung isa. Yan, para tayo may pass pawn, bishop. Sa kanya, ganyan, hindi na tayo makaprogress kasi block niya. Ngayon, may create na tayo dito para ma-overload. Okay? Kaya tayo punta dito, pupunta na yung hari dyan. Tapos check. Since ang queening square niya is again light square, hindi natin mabablock. Pero pag blinak natin siya doon sa dark square, hindi niya tayo mapapalis kasi white scholar bishop to. Makikita mo yung rook nasa dark square. Hindi niya mapapalayas yan ng bishop. So, ito na. So, queen, if you move away, meron siya, pwede siya mag-promote. Okay? But again, makikita mo itong bishop niya, well, block niya to, pero overloaded. With this idea in mind, at yung king natin, hindi niya na mapapalayas yan dyan. Kasi, again, it's a white square bishop. With that idea in mind, we can just give away the rook. He cannot stop any of these pawns. Ayan na. So, push to, maka-push to. Push to, makaka-push to, maka-queen to. Yung hari natin, hindi niya may push pawn niya kasi nasa dark square, hindi niya mapalayas. So, ayan na. So, why is it better here? Bakit dito? Wala lang, simple lang because after you take, after promote, may immediate threat na naman tayo. So, it's better kaysa na ito ibigay mo. Kaya ganyan, di niya rin mapipigil mag-queen. Same winning rin naman, but again, always look for a better move para mas mapadali buhay. So, kailangan niya kainin. Oh no, may threat tayo. He has to move back. So, ang idea lang natin is ma-drive away yung king from this position. Mostly, paghiwalayin yung dalawang piece so that eventually ma-fork natin there's activity ng king, queen. Yan, check lang, check. Yan, cut off lang. Hindi na makakabalik yung king. Hindi na may pupush kainin natin. So, again, para lang ma-push back. Mga pinahari, hindi na makaka-push. Okay, so hindi na ito mag-push kasi meron tayong fork dito, babagsak din. Okay. So, ano na yung next one sakaling tutuloy? So, ang next na threat natin is check here. Wala siyang kikilusan. So, natin, kunwari tuloy lang natin. So, yung bishop hindi makapunta dito dahil check dito, babagsak. Pag dito, check, tapos bagsak na yung bishop. Bagsak pa. Hindi niya may push kasi check dito, bagsak yung pawn. So, kasi yung bishop niya, umilos. Kung dito na may hari, kakat off lang din natin yan. Okay, so pwede na siya mag-push. Hindi rin, may check na doon. Actually, hindi na natin siya i-check. Kung mag-push yan dito, dito na tayo. Hindi niyan mape-prevent ang checkmate. Mate in one. So, kahit mag-queen siya rito, ate. Kung ikaw naman nasa blitz, hindi mo kagad maisip yan, check, kainin mo na lang. So anyway, kung dito naman siya, imbis na move mo ganito, matras dito yung bishop, yung only square, sabi nga, dito. Wala siyang pupuntahan. Okay? So, check na naman natin dito, paghihiwalay natin para madali i-fork. For example, pumunta siya rito, bagsak na to. Tapos mahabol na naman natin to. Okay? So, mas madaling, pag queen ka na, mas madali na paghiwalay mo yung pieces niya. So, kung dito naman siya, again, balik tayo dito. Pag push niya, threat checkmate. So, ayun lang. So, makita mo yung isa tayo sa opening, how yung nag-umpisa siya, meron siyang advantages dun sa opening kasi there's a development, pero winace niya, break niya nung opening principle, nag-make siya ng 2 moves, twice yung so nabawasan yung pang-equal niya. And again, tayo bait tayo, nag-look tayo ng weaknesses niya. Actually, nag-induce tayo para mag-create siya ng weaknesses. At yung weaknesses na yon, we put pressure on those weaknesses. Okay, dito, nag-create siya ng backward. At nag-waste siya ng tempo para depensahan yung weaknesses na yon. So, tayo na-utilize natin yung weaknesses na yon. Eventually, yun yung nag-cause ng kanyang fall. Hindi nga bumagsak yung weakness, pero nagbigay na siya ng tore just to prevent. Okay, so isa pang niya, hindi siya nakapag-castle early. Dahil hindi siya nag-castle early, nagkaroon tayo opportunity to eventually prevent him from castling. At yung nag-castle siya, losing position na. Dahil fully developed na tayo, is under attack. At dahil nung binigay niya tore para i-cover up yung weakness niya, we are now quality up or advantage in pace. So, ang ginawa natin is to look for exchanges para wala na siyang counter-attack. Exchange, major pieces, queen. So, kung ganun matira na lang, is sa ating situation rook and bishop. Pag naiwan ng isang bishop sa kalaban, ikaw o kalaban, tandaan nyo, doon kayo mag-ooperate doon sa depending kung saan nakapwesto yung bishop. Yung bishop niya is nasa the white squares, so weaknesses niya is dark squares. So, doon tayo maglalaro. Para safe yung pawn mo, pwede mo ilagay yung mga pawns mo sa dark squares dahil hindi niya matake yon. Yung mga pawns naman niya nasa dark squares, madali matake yun dahil hindi niya madedepensahan yon. So, common general rule idea is that pag opposite color bishops na yun, may advantage yung sino matake. Because there's no way para depensahan ng kalaban mo kung saan colored square ka maatake. Nyari white squared bishop siya, hindi niya madedepensa yung dark square. Dark square bishop, hindi may white square. So, doon ka mag-create ng opportunity or attack. So, eventually sa endgame, pinakamalaga yung mga pawns, push to pass pawn, dahil sila yung magpo-promote to win the game. Okay, yun lang muna.